In today's video, I wanted to share why I believe waking up early can truly change your life. And it can change your life in ways that you couldn't even possibly imagine. So the number one reason in my heart that I want to share for why waking up early can really impact your life is simply that it creates this opportunity. It gives you a strong enough reason to wake up and pursue and worship God, which is, I think, the foundation of life. So, as a Muslim, one of the things we do is we pray Fajr, which essentially is the morning prayer. It's the first prayer of the morning. It typically starts at 4:40. You can pray at home, or you could go to the mosque, which is similar to a church. It's a place of worship, and you're at the mosque at 5 a.m. praying in congregation with other people. And if you really think about it, the reason that's so beautiful is look at how you're starting your day. We all live in a world where it is inevitable that you will pass away. It is inevitable that you will die. And you're spending the first moments of your day worshiping God who created this entire world, who has control of your entire life. Nobody knows how they will die. Nobody knows how much money they're going to make in their lifetime. But one thing that is guaranteed is the death. So you're starting off your day worshiping the God who gave you your life, who gave you every opportunity you have, who puts you through trials out of his love. And it's the most beautiful way to start your day because it sets the foundation. So not only does it set the foundation for God to be able to bless you, right, through the effort that you're showing, right? You're prioritizing what will happen when you die over a temporary world, right? When you die, you don't take your money with you. You don't take your success with you. The only thing you take is your character, the good or the bad that you did in this world. So you're starting off your day with the blessing of God. You're starting off your day prioritizing the only thing that really truly matters if you think about it when you pass away. So in order for you to wake up early as an individual, you have to have a strong enough of a reason. And to me, that is a very strong reason, right? To start off your day in such a beautiful manner. But beyond that, what you're doing is you're creating untouchable windows of time for you to become a great person. So beyond the morning prayer, you have these additional hours prior to your work, prior to your business, prior to your career, prior to engaging and supporting and doing what you have to do on a day-to-day basis to support your family. You have this untouchable window of time, after you do your morning prayer, to execute, right, on any goal, mission that you have in life. And that untouchable window of time not only creates discipline for you and creates a consistency, but it allows you to become 1% better every single day as you pursue your success in life. So you're starting off your day prioritizing the only thing that matters, and then you're shifting to an untouchable window of time that allows you to excel and grow in your life here in this world. So that if that isn't a strong enough reason, then nothing will pull you. Because if you don't have that identity, if you don't have a strong enough of a belief in the work that you do, right, and a belief that God will bless you as long as you meet him halfway, right, you put in the work. And what waking up early actually does for a person is it allows you to have a much more clear mind, right? These are hours in the day where you're not distracted, your phone isn't in your hand, you're not consuming, your family isn't bugging you, your boss or your business isn't calling you every 2 seconds. This is a moment of time where you as an individual can not only breathe, but you can align your priorities. You can clear your mind and figure out what you truly want out of life. And I believe what makes Islam so beautiful, and what I love about it personally, is that within the 5 daily prayers that you do, is just creates this discipline, right? You're constantly remembering this idea of death. You're constantly remembering the blessings and the gratitude that you have for God, because it's just like a little realignment every single day, right? 5 times a day I'm constantly being reminded, and I'm constantly changing my priority to make sure it's in line with the life that I want to live, both with when I die, when I have to stand in front of God, and here in this life as well. So it's a really beautiful thing to have a deep reason for you to wake up, um, to start your day again by getting God's blessing, and then by pursuing what you want out of life in a passionate manner. And I think that's the biggest reason why people should wake up early. So the reasons that you can't wake up early, let's talk about that a little bit. Number one is the phone, right? If you're using your phone 3 to 4 hours prior to you going to sleep, you're going to have a very difficult time going to sleep. These phones are filled with dopamine, they are filled with distraction, and they're constantly pulling your mind in different places. Among, of course, it possibly being something that is very harmful to you if you're using it for the wrong things, right? If you're watching things on your phone that you shouldn't be watching, if you're, engaging in stuff that is just not making you a better person. And aside from that, also just the LEDs on the screen uh, creates harmful effects, like it makes it more difficult for you to sleep. So that's one thing, is the distractions, right? Don't eat a heavy meal before you sleep. The way you get to bed early is don't eat a heavy meal. Put your phone away several hours before. Do an activity that calms you down. Even laying in your bed an hour before your specific bedtime is going to help you, because those times are very powerful, where it's just you alone in your mind, and you can reflect and think, and again re-strategize and re-prioritize in your mind. One of the really cool lessons from Telegram's CEO, super successful guy, that's what he does to be able to wake up early, is he goes to bed an hour before the time he's supposed to sleep at, and he just sits and reflects and sits with his own mind. A lot of people actually fear this, right? Everybody wants to put on music, everybody just wants to distract themselves from their own thoughts, which is such a negative thing. Like, you have to get very, very comfortable with your thoughts, very comfortable and in tune with your identity. And again, this mission that you're pushing for life success. And when you start your day off like this, when you start off your day by pursuing that relationship with God, and then you're pursuing that untouchable window of time where you're pursuing your goals, it's way more unlikely for you to lose if you engage in that consistently for an extended period of time. So it's the same concept when you go to the gym. If you go to the gym every single day, you're going to get 1% better every single day, right? That scale is going to go down, your muscles are going to get bigger, you're going to start to look better, you're going to feel better. It's the same thing when you are consistent in the discipline of waking up early, right? When you wake up early and go to the mosque to pray Fajr every single day, your relationship with God gets better, right? Your heart becomes cleaner, your mind becomes clearer. So that's a 1% increase every single day, right? And it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you take that serious, then you're going to take that next window of time where you're pursuing your business or your goal, you're going to take that just as serious. And if you could consistently engage in action, consistently engage in the things that actually move the needle forward in that window of time where you're pursuing whatever that goal is, whether it's business growth, personal development, if you're consistently showing up and getting 1% better every single day, whether it takes 5 years or 10 years for you to get to your ultimate goal of mastering a certain craft or growing a business to a certain revenue metric, if you show up every single day, then again, how much more likely is it that you'll actually achieve it? That's why you want to wake up early. That's why you want to have a big reason for you to pursue life with the passion of 50 men, pursue life with this excitement, with this gratitude and blessing. A lot of us should be extremely grateful for the country we live in, the resources we have in this day and age, all the way from AI to the tools and resources to social media, right? You could wake up and learn any type of business, acquire the knowledge required. You can wake up and practice every single day, and if you're naturally talented, like, God has given you gifts as well. So waking up early also allows you to have that clear mind so that you can find your gifts and talents that God has given you as well. Some of you are natural born speakers. Some of you are naturally good at programming and coding. Some of you are natural athletes. So again, waking up early just creates this repetition, creates this discipline that allows you to improve in the areas of life that actually matter, which is that self-development, right? Work on yourself more than you work on your job. Work on making you the best version so that you can go and build great products and great businesses, and can become a great individual, whether you're a guy or a girl, right, in life. So that's why that have a deep reason, have a deep reason, have a goal, have a mission, have a strong identity, have a strong belief, and pursue it, and see how you feel. Like, every time I go to pray, Fajr, or every time I wake up early to make my relationship with God better, my life is better. I'm so happy throughout the day. I could care less what kind of monetary success I get in life, because I know I'm doing the right things to make God happy. I'm doing the right things that I know when I pass away and I have to stand in front of God, that I will, God willing, be successful on the most important day, right? So that's beautiful. Like, you wake up happy, passionate, excited about life, inspired because God has your back. Well, there's nothing more beautiful than that. If I have that and my day goes horribly wrong or my business isn't doing well, I could care less, because that's the only thing that matters when I pass away. But through doing that, you're gonna get blessings. God is gonna make your life better. God is gonna make your business grow, and so on. You just gotta be willing to be that person that meets him halfway. So I hope that this video sheds some light on why you need to create strong reasons for yourself. Do you want to do this because you want to support your mom? Do you want to do this because you want to get out of the circumstance of life that you're currently in? Find those deeper reasons and use that as inspiration. Motivation is not going to allow you to succeed in waking up early every day. We all get that 2 a.m. rush of energy. I'm going to change my life tomorrow. And then you wake up the next day, nothing changes, because that's just a fleeting motivation. That isn't an identity shift. An identity shift is, I'm going to wake up every day as a man, and I'm going to make my relationship with God better, and that's the first thing I'm going to do. In doing so, you're developing character, right? You're developing a strong-willed mind. That's different. And remember that you need to be easy on yourself, because the certain identity that you currently have is the identity that your body is going to maintain until you do something for a long enough period of time. So if I'm somebody who is not a morning person, and I haven't woken up in the morning for many years, and I'm trying to go and do this endeavor, my body's attached to my bad habits, my body's attached to this bad mindset, whatever it might be in your life. It's not just about the bad habits or sins that you might be doing, because everybody at the end of the day is a sinner, and everybody has their own personal journey. You're going to pursue this, and if your reason is strong enough, you'll be able to maintain it. But just remember to give yourself the grace of, your body has to really take time to change. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you, that this belief that your life can become 1% better every single day. And I think you'll just be so much happier in life if you can wake up early and pursue life with this kind of mindset. So I hope this helps. We'll see you guys in the next video.